never wavers from its prime objective, which is really to build the capacity of civil society to have a voice, to fill that great democratic deficit. So what we do in our small way, we have big ideas for a very small organization, but we have a very, very large alliance of civil society actors from all over the planet now, and we're very strong in the Muslim world because of our project, Building Bridges, civil society in OIC countries engaging with the multilateral sphere. That's a very important project that FIM established in 2006, and which is now rooted increasingly in the Muslim world. But we're not just looking to influence, to strengthen capacity in the Muslim world. We're looking for, to strengthen capacity globally, and especially in the South. Over the years, we've convened, we're a convening body, we're not an advocacy body, we're not activists, we are basically, it's not, the FIM voice is really the voice of global civil society, and everything that we do, for example, our book of case studies, our principles are all really the knowledge that we work to capture and disseminate on how civil society has effectively or ineffectively had an impact on global governance bodies, regionally, like ASEAN, for example. We have a case study on ASEAN in our first book that we've put out, and also globally around the G8, the World Bank, the United Nations bodies. We look at anything and everything that really has to do with how civil society has managed to influence policies and programs that affect everybody at the local level. I do direct you to our website, because we've had a couple of very important fora recently. Over the years, we've convened thousands of global governance actors, basically, and locally and nationally, internationally, and globally. But we had a forum in 2011 in Stockholm, and it was civil society impacting in the MENA region, impacting governance from the local to the global. We looked at how the uprisings and the revolutions in Egypt, but also in other areas in MENA, were influenced by and influencing governance at the local and global level, and what were the opportunities for civil society given that uprising. So I direct you to that. We'll get back to every one of you after and send you some links to some of our work. In addition to fora, we have an increasingly developed a capacity to influence the G8, the G20, BRICS, hopefully the OIC and the UN through this particular Building Bridges project, through what we call quiet, and I like to say civil society diplomacy. We don't not take a stand at all against any other ways to influence governance and governing bodies, intergovernmental organizations, but we are. I think we've developed our niche. We have a credibility with the OIC, growing credibility with little parts of the OIC that Tassim is going to talk about, with the Commonwealth Foundation, with the Francophonie, and other intergovernmental bodies to bring them together. We were the first NGO to actually sit down at the table with the G8 Sherpas and have an influence on the G8 agenda when the G8 was held in Canada, in Kananaskis, I think it was in 2008 or something like that. And recently at the last Canadian G20 summit, we convened the Sherpa for finance and the overall Sherpa